It was a night of terror. In many cities across Iran, security forces opened fire on protesters. The most violent clashes took place in Tehran, Isfahan, Mashhad, and Shiraz. According to incoming reports, there are dozens of fatalities, hundreds of injuries, and thousands of arrests. The authorities have almost completely cut off the internet and telephone communications. Iran is in an information vacuum. Footage from the streets is delayed, and many reports are cut off abruptly. This means that the scale of the violence may be much greater than what we officially know today. Footage that has managed to leave the country despite the blockade shows armed Revolutionary Guard troops, snipers on rooftops, and civilians fleeing in chaos. The protests, which began with economic anger and poverty, have turned into an open rebellion against the entire system of power. Residents of all 31 provinces took to the streets. They see that the regime's narrative has nothing to do with reality. I don't understand why the authorities are trying to link the economic crisis to Israel. This is an economic problem. You wake up in the morning and everything is expensive. Dairy products are expensive. The dollar is expensive. What does this have to do with Israel? The regime is no longer hiding its intentions. In his morning speech, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei accused the protesters of collaborating with Iran's enemies and foreign centers of influence, including Israel. The authorities are clearly signaling that there will be no tolerance for further protests. The Islamic Republic was built with the blood of hundreds of thousands of worthy people and will not back down from those who commit acts of destruction, nor will it tolerate mercenaries serving foreign powers. At the same time, observers note that the Iranian foreign minister is in Lebanon, where he arrived with his family. Officially, it is a diplomatic visit, but unofficially, it is another sign of unrest in the highest circles of power. We are fully prepared for any situation. We do not want war, but we are ready for it. We are also ready for negotiations, but only those based on mutual interests and respect. Reza Pahlavi, the son of the Shah, who was overthrown in 1979, also addressed the Iranian people. In an emotional appeal, he called on the public to continue their resistance and unity, emphasizing that the current moment could be historic. I know you will not leave the streets, despite difficulties such as the internet being cut off. Rest assured, victory belongs to you. The authorities in Tehran claim that the West is behind the protests. However, the West is calling for an immediate end to the use of force against civilians and for communication to be restored.
People of Iran are expressing their legitimate aspiration for a better life. Any violence against peaceful demonstrators is unacceptable. We urge the Iranian authorities to uphold the rights to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly and to restore access to the internet for all.
In the background, speculation is mounting about possible international consequences. Some analysts do not rule out an Israeli or American response, especially if the scale of repression increases. For now, Washington is limiting itself to strong warnings and declarations of support for the Iranian people.
Iran's supreme leader is signaling that his country is preparing to crack down on the demonstrators who've been protesting across the Islamic Republic over the last several days. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in particular targeted U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump in recent days has said that America is willing to use force to protect peaceful protesters in Iran.
There are also unconfirmed reports that Iran's supreme leader was considering evacuating to Russia. There is no clear evidence of this, but the mere presence of such information shows the scale of tension within the regime.
When Iran switches off the internet, the measure is essentially near total. We track around 1 to 3% baseline connectivity. It's understood that this may be used by the regime itself to either monitor the situation or publish information that it wants to send out to the rest of the world. Beyond this, there's very little connectivity for ordinary citizens.
Last night, the Iranian authorities made it clear that they no longer see any room for compromise. They used weapons against civilians and cut the country off from the world. This is a signal not only to the protesters, but also to the international community. However, looking at the determination of the people on the streets, the question is no longer whether there will be change in Iran,